Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am filming my August TBR and I'm really excited to film this video. I love making TBRs and I haven't filmed like a real month-long TBR in a really long time, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this with you guys. I would love to create a TBR game. There are so many super awesome fun ones around BookTube, but I haven't really thought of a creative enough way to do one yet. So for now, what I'm doing is I have a list of prompts, which I will put right here. There are currently 43 prompts, which I'm always trying to add more prompts onto as I think of them. And I'm just going to use a random number generator app. The one that I use is Pretty Random. So what you do is you put number 1 there and then whatever number you go up to, which I guess for me will be 43, and you click randomize, or you can shake it and then it'll pick a number for you. And that's how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go with 8 books. I've been averaging probably somewhere around 10 books a month. The past couple of months I've been reading primarily short books, so I think I'm gonna put it down to 8 because there are some chances that some pretty large books will show up on this list. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna shake it. 24. So 24 is most anticipated, which is great because I had the perfect book for this. So for this book I have The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. This is a book that is super popular on BookTube right now, and I've been meaning to read more fantasy. I've read a lot of contemporary and nonfiction this year, so I really want to get back to my favorite genre, which is fantasy. This is adult fantasy, which usually I sometimes have a hard time getting into adult fantasy. Like, I love the Poppy War so much, but whenever I try to read like Brandon Sanderson adult fantasy or Robin Hobb adult fantasy, I get bored and I think it's too descriptive. But this one I've heard is really, really action-packed. It's about this guy who's training to become the world's best fighter after his whole family is murdered, and he like didn't want to be a fighter to begin with, but now he wants revenge. So yeah, it sounds really good. All right, let's do this again. We're gonna shake it. 26, I think. I'm reading it backwards, so hopefully that's right. 26 is a new to you author. So I'm gonna look at Goodreads right now and decide on a book for my TBR to get to. Okay, so for a new author, I'm gonna be reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. I got this book a couple of months ago, and this one's also super popular on BookTube nowadays. And I also am in the mood for like a romance. I haven't read that many romances recently. And this one features our 2 main characters who I guess are like enemies-ish. They both write different types of novels. So the female character, she writes romance, and the male character, he writes literary fiction. And so they form this pact or something to write in each other's genres. So he's gonna write a romance and she's gonna write a literary fiction. So I think that premise just sounds really cute, and almost everyone that I've seen read this book has rated it a 5 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5. So really pumped to get to this. I think it'd be perfect for summer, obviously. It's called Beach Read. Let's go again. 3. Okay, 3 is a reread, which is awesome. I love rereading books. I've reread a handful of books this year, but I know exactly the one I'm gonna go with. And for this, I think I'm gonna try and reread my favorite book of all time, which is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I actually have like 5 copies of this book, and none of them are here at my parents' house where I'm staying during quarantine. So unfortunately, I don't have them with me, but I do have it as an ebook as well. So I'm definitely gonna reread this. I try to reread it once a year, and I have not yet reread it this year. So that's just my favorite book of all time, and it's rather short and just gives me such good feels inside, and love that book so much. If you haven't already read it, which I'm sure many of you already have, it's very popular, I would highly recommend reading it. All right, we got 5 more. 13. So the prompt for this one is to read a book that's written by a person of color, and so for this one I'm going to be reading Pet by Akweke Emezi. This is a book that I have on my Kindle and I bought a couple months ago, and I've been really excited to get to. This is a middle grade fantasy, and it's about our main character Jam, who meets a monster type thing called Pet that comes out of her mother's painting, which also is like combined with part of her blood, I guess. And I think they just team up to make things happen. I don't know too much about the plot of this one, but I kind of want to go into it a little bit blind. But I have heard great things about this and this author, so I will definitely be reading this one this month. It's one that I've wanted to read the last couple of months, but it just hasn't really fit into my TBR, and I've just been like I've been getting other books out from the library that I need to read before my hold runs out, and so this is one that I'm definitely prioritizing this month. All right, moving on. 10. Number 10 is my favorite prompt, and that is treat yo shelf, which is to buy a new book. I'm gonna think about this a little bit more, and I will fill you guys in at the end of the video and let you guys know what I decide to buy, or if I don't, I will mention it in a vlog. I am vlogging this week, so I may vlog about it, but I will list like a little asterisk here and say what I picked, or I will put it into the description of this video when I have picked it if I don't pick it today, because this video has to go up tomorrow. So my favorite prompt, I'm very excited, so I'll pick a good one. All right, then we have 3 more. 36. Okay, the next one is kind of a fun one, and that is to use a random color generator, and then whatever color shows up, then you have to read a book that has that color on the cover. So I'm gonna see if I can find an app or a website or something that will generate me a random color. All right, so I actually found out that the website that I usually use to like randomize different things, called random.org, actually has a color generator, and I am screen recording it right now, and it chose hashtag #18253F, which is this dark sky-ish blue color, which is really pretty. I did not know that this website had this function, but I'm very excited now. So I'm gonna go back to Goodreads and pick a book. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna go with Phoenix Unbound by Grace Draven, because you can kind of see the cover has a little bit of that blue. I don't know if it's that exact blue, and I should probably be pretty exact, but I think somewhere in that gradient, that color exists. So this follows our main character, who lives in a town where each year there is a woman who is chosen to be like burned at the stake in front of the masses, and she has a magic that causes her to appear to be burned, but she doesn't actually die from it. And so every year for the past 5 years she has been chosen for this and has not died from it, is what I'm gaining from the synopsis. But then a gladiator, one of the best gladiators, or the best gladiator, he sees through her magic and he uses that to blackmail her. So I guess they go on kind of a trip adventure together. And yeah, as I said, I've been really excited to read more fantasy. It's my favorite genre, and I haven't read too much of it this year yet. So yeah, I never know how to finish these segments. I just say, yeah. Okay, we have 2 more to go. 14. So number 13 is to read a book that features a character with a disability. So Noria from Noria Reads, who is one of my absolute favorite booktubers from 2020, why did I say it like that? From 2020, has a readathon called the Fuckathon, and one of the prompts for that readathon was to read a book that features a character with a disability, and she had a lot of different videos for that readathon, and so I went back and rewatched her video where she recommended books for that prompt, and I decided to go with The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. Cannot say that last name. This is what people have been calling the next Six of Crows, but apparently the only similarity is that there's a heist, so I'm not sure if it is like Six of Crows, but this does feature a character who is on the autism spectrum, which I don't know if I've ever read a book that features a main character with autism before. This does feature a group of people who are trying to solve the riddles and mysteries so that they can find a treasure, I believe. This is the type of book where I don't want to go into it knowing too much about the plot as well, but I have been hearing so many mixed things about this, so I'm interested to read it because I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. I know it's very like, people either really love it or they really hate it. I feel like there's not really that much middle ground when it comes to this book, so that definitely has me even more intrigued to read it. I'm gonna do the last number here now. 18. Woo! All right, and number 18 is random. So I'm gonna go on Goodreads, and I have everything numbered on my to read list, and then I'm gonna randomly select a number on this thing, and then we're gonna read that book and we're gonna randomize. It's so fun to shake it. Is that a 9? Okay, number 9 is, I don't want to read this. And this one is Chase the Dark by Annette Marie, which is, I guess, an urban fantasy. I put it on my list so long ago that I don't even remember what it's about. So I'm not even gonna give you a synopsis because now I kind of just want to go into it blind. It was so long ago. I don't remember what anyone said about this book. I don't remember if anyone said they liked it. I have no idea why I added it to my list, so it really is random. So that is this TBR video. These are the 3 that I have physical copies of, and the rest will be read via ebook or from the library. I believe some of them I already have out from the library, so that will be perfect. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and the way that I did this video. If you think that there should be a different formatting, or if you have suggestions for other prompts, please let me know down below, and also let me know what books you guys are reading this month, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!